I'm going to give my dad this phone call. That's above my pay grade as a little kid. Over and over, God told us to walk in peace. He said, fear not, over and over, fear not, walk in peace. So how do we do that? Life can be overwhelming. What do we do? How do we navigate those things when it's the press of the world is just like on us with all these decisions to make? Hey, I'm Mac Mayer. Glad to share with you today. We want to help move you from frustrated to fulfilled. And today we're going to talk about an overwhelming world, because I'll talk to people and there can be so much anxiety, so much stress, so many unknowns in the world. How do we navigate those things? Because we could look at the world and we could go, oh, I've got money problems. Inflation is going up. I'm not sure if my job's going to last. I'll never be able to buy a house with the money situation the way it is. What's going on with politics? It can be overwhelming that all these people are making crazy decisions. Our school system, what about my kids? I'm concerned about my kids and maybe all these gender issues or different areas and the way that they're being influenced. All those things can really create an overwhelming thought pattern for us when we're like bombarded with all these thoughts and we don't know how to answer them. Let me give you a tip today. I believe that this will be powerful for you. And if you put this into play, I believe you're going to have peace. Here's what I've had to do just out of self-preservation when all these thoughts are bombarding my brain is, how do I answer them? What do I do? And I thought about when I was a little kid. And back in the day, okay, this is way longer ago than most of you can remember, we had these items called a phone. I know you've got a phone, but it didn't look like this, okay? And it didn't have like one of these long, crazy cords that was attached to the wall, okay? Back then, now everybody's got a phone in their hip pocket. We all carry phones. But back then, people didn't have phones. In fact, all the phones were with the houses, not with the people. And I think they had a security feature. This is my thought. They didn't want to lose those phones, so they wired all these phones to the house so nobody would steal them. Anyway, that's just kind of my thought. Well, what had happened as a little kid, you would see these adults interacting with this phone. And as a little kid, maybe once in a while I'd get a phone call, and maybe that'd be my grandma saying happy birthday or something like that. But it really wasn't that often. But I was kind of intrigued with those phones, and I thought, I would like to be part of that. I'd like to be an adult. I'd like to answer one of those phone calls sometime. And maybe when the parents are away and the phone rings, as a little kid, I could go up there and answer the phone. Pick it up, hello, in my most adult voice of a 3-year-old. And then the voice on the other end could have some devastating comment that maybe I wasn't expecting. And maybe they'd say something like, hey, you didn't pay your mortgage this month and your house is going to go into foreclosure. And as a little kid, I knew exactly what to do with that phone. Hold it. You don't want me. You want my dad. I'm going to give my dad this phone call. You want to talk to my dad, not to me. That's above my pay grade as a little kid. I'm not supposed to be handling situations like bills. I'm not supposed to be handling political situations. I'm not supposed to be handling all these situations of my children and those stresses and stuff like that. That's my daddy's role in this relationship. And so what I learned to do, even as an adult, when those thoughts are coming to me, I had to know my job description and I had to know my dad's job description. And my dad's job description as King of the universe is to guide me and to direct me, is to take those phone calls, those mental phone calls that I don't know how to navigate. And there's so many of them. Now, I will guarantee you, this is going to take you a little bit to get in a different habit to hand those phone calls off instead of thinking that you've got to solve them all and you're going to meditate on them all night. No, what that is called is worry, not meditation. It's not healthy meditation. You're meditating, but you're meditating on all the wrong things. God says we were supposed to meditate on things that are good, things that are wholesome, things that we can thank Him for. We're not supposed to meditate on things that we can't solve or will create overwhelming. Over and over, God told us to walk in peace. He said, fear not, over and over, fear not, walk in peace. So how do we do that? And the way I would do that is I would give those mental phone calls to Him. So when I start thinking, oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to pay my bills this month. Father God, this call goes to you. You're going to have to take this. I refuse to worry. And I just really encourage a lot of you out there to refuse to worry and just make that proclamation. You know, I know there's a lot of anxieties. There's not a lot of worries in this world about politics, who's going to be elected, how all those things are going to go. Are my kids going to make the right decision? And why don't we just say, no, I refuse to worry about that. I just will not do it. I'm going to walk in thanks. I'm going to walk in blessing. I'm going to walk in belief. God, you're going to handle this. I believe in you. You said that if you'd take care of the lilies of the valley and you'd take care of the animals, you would take care of all those things. Obviously, you would take care of your sons and daughters. So I just had to have that belief, that peace that that's what was going to happen. And you know, I've noticed that when I do that, and I continue to go to Him about those financial problems, and I get used to handing that phone off, then I do have more peace. Now I'm going to warn you, sometimes those phone calls will come at totally unsuspecting time. You're going to be sleeping. It's going to be in the middle of the night, and you're going to have these thoughts overwhelm you. Yeah, that's the devil trying to call your brain and get you out of peace. And he's going to call you and say, no, there's problems with your marriage. There's problems with your kids. Things are going wrong. Instead of taking that phone call and trying to answer that, I'm just going to give that to God. And another thing that I might want to do is pray. Father, I'm so thankful. I like to say thankful prayers, happy prayers, okay? Father, I'm so thankful you love those kids more than I do. I'm so thankful that you know everything about those children. You know how to raise them up in the love for you and that admonition for you, Father God. So, Father God, you love them more than I do. And Father, I just believe you're moving in their life. I believe you'll protect them. I believe that you'll help them. I believe that you're going to get them through that. Father, I pray for the political area that same way. But I refuse to worry about. I want everybody to be on notice. I refuse to worry. I refuse to be in stress. I refuse to be in fear. I'm just going to walk in belief that God will handle that. And when we do, I think that's going to be a powerful statement, not only in your life, not only a statement to your family, but a statement to a stressed world. Think about all those comments you're reading on social media where everybody is talking about how they're in so much anxiety, how much fear, all these things that are attacking their life. Well, it's up to us if we decide they're going to affect us or not. You know, I've read books in the past like Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. And here was somebody that was in the Jewish concentration camps. And when I think of what he saw and that overwhelming time, it's incredible to me. I never would want to experience anything like that. But he lived through that because he said the one thing that they couldn't affect on me was my thoughts. They can do whatever they wanted to my body. They could starve me, they could beat me, but I determined what my thoughts would be. And once again, you determine what your thoughts will be. Let's think loving thoughts, good thoughts, and let's refuse that we're going to fear. We're not going to walk in fear. We're not going to visit those thoughts. We're just going to walk in love. And I believe when you do that, you're going to have a fulfilled life. So, hey, thanks for joining us today. I hope this has been powerful I know this is going to be powerful to so many people that listen to it. Please share it. Please comment and subscribe if you haven't already. We'd love to continue to get you content that'll walk you into a fulfilled life.